Welcome back. Another big win.
Another big win,
fellas.
We'd like to apologize to all our fans, man. Unfortunately, last week was just like watching one of your kids get into the fight with the bully, man. And you really can't do nothing about it. And we couldn't really do any talk about what we witnessed last week. But this week we're coming in and we're coming off a big W off of a big L.
Yes.
With the division opponent. We're 2-2 in the division now. A great win, man. I'm happy on the result.
Big win, big time game to come back and bounce back on. It was just a phenomenal win across the board, man. We got an offense, we got a defense. Everybody came to play.
Yeah.
Great game.
I agree with you guys' assessment. I mean, it was a solid game. Like to see a team bounce back.
Yes.
From what happened last week. You saw guys execute a little better today. It seemed like there was more attention to detail. But we got back to basic football.
There you go.
We got back to running the football. We've stated several times before that, Ronald Jones is a guy that just needs the ball in his hand. He's electrifying when he has the ball in his hand. We got to find ways to get him this space.
Yes.
And the easiest way to get him the ball in space is by handing him the football.
Right.
We handed him the football today. Big things happened, and the outcome changed from the week previous to it.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, man. I appreciate BA not doing what he usually do, and in the situation when Ronald Jones throwing the ball, this is the time where usually BA probably take him out the game or whatever. But I'm glad they gave him the opportunity to come back and redeem himself, man. And he did that, man. Excellent execution on the running. I also want to talk about when we talk about offensively, man. Even though you don't really see it in the stat line, I believe it was some great catches by really all our receivers.
Yes.
I'm talking about Cam Brake as a tight end, to Antonio Brown.
Yes.
Awesome catch by Mike Evans. Everybody pretty much, Rob Gronkowski.
Yes.
Everybody had a signature catch on this W, man. Like some great catches were made today, man.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, of course.
You see the team chemistry.
Yeah.
Even on the sidelines, the receivers are talking about route running. They're talking about being on the same page. It's a timing game. You see everybody's focus. I think that not only the receivers played well, Tom Brady also played well. A lot of his passes at first was a little overthrown, but he settled down, and you can really tell it's a tale of two halves. We started off slow, but we gained momentum as the game progressed, and the points speak for itself because it was tied at halftime, and we pretty much doubled what we had at halftime.
Well, some of the things that we noticed that we spoke of the last couple of weeks is the tale of two halves.
Yes.
Typically we come out slow, and then we pick up in the second half. I noticed that Todd Bowles, he saved all the blitzes for the second half.
Yes.
So it seems like the objective is make it to the second half, and then we'll open up the floodgates.
Right in the hammer.
But when you run up against good teams like the Saints, you run into issues like last week. So we have to find a way to make it to the second half where we've shown that we play better.
Right.
At the beginning of the season, it was actually the opposite. I thought we played better in the first half.
Absolutely.
We came out, but we couldn't close deals.
Yes.
Now it seems like it takes us a while to get started, and then we're able to close out those games. But it's all about getting to the second half. So once we get to the second half, we kind of get rolling.
That's right. And how about the defense, fellas? We gave a lot of love to the offense. What about the defense?
Well, the defense came out a little sluggish.
Yes.
I'm a defensive person. 17 points in one half is a lot of points to me.
Right.
So we had guys out of place. It just seems like it wasn't a lot of pass rush. There wasn't a lot of communication in the secondary. And in the beginning, I think we saw a stat line that Bridgewater was 9 for 9 at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to pretty much piggyback off you, man. When you talk about our defense, you briefly talked about it when you were speaking. If you want to talk about anybody on our defense, man, I think you got to get rid of the Todd Bowles. Where he came out in the second half and started doing different things that we saw what wasn't working in the first half, so he went out and changed it. I think that was big. When I talk about players, and I know we talk about players in the game, offensively, defensively, I got to give a big shout out to Todd Bowles and to switching what he felt that would work, and ultimately did work in the second half.
Yes. Look at the stats right there. Third down, we're 1 for 9. We held them 1 for 9. Fourth down, 1 for 3. Even though they try to fake punt on us,
yes,
you know, and that's been two games in a row that they tried that on us. And of course, we were well prepared, was ready for that. But the fact that the defense is able to, you know, kind of adjust themselves. That 1 for 9 right there says it all. Third down, man. If you can't make your third downs, you're not going to win no games.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's good. That's good for your defense.
Right.
On defense, you want to get off the field on third down.
That's right.
Well, they showed they could get off the field on third down. Ultimately, that's where the gap came from between turnovers and getting off the field on third down.
Right.
Yeah. You talk about the defense, man. I think this might be a clean sweep. Never know in this show it might change. But when I think about defense, of course, we got to go to offense. And me personally, offensive player of the game is going to have to go to Ronald Jones. In my opinion. Ronald Jones, man, especially when you get that fumble and, you know, and give a big props out to the, I think that was Shaq.
Yeah. That was Shaq.
Okay. Did an excellent job of punching the ball out, man. But for Ronald Jones to come out and do the performance he did after the fact, man, I thought it was awesome. We started on the 2 and he ended up making what it was a 98.
Yeah.
Longest in history.
Longest in history. He was a freight train, man.
Yeah.
You know, he the hole was there. And once he got that momentum, you couldn't stop him. He was and he's a speedster.
Hit him with the spin move, Mom.
Yeah.
Hit him with the spin move, bro.
Hit him with the spin move.
Yeah.
You know, and he had it, man. He had the speed, and then, you know, he's looking back and he ran up into the sunset.
Yeah.
I think hands down, who can you put in that place? Ronald Jones, by all means, deserves the game ball.
Yeah, it goes to show when you stick to the run, man, and you stay with it.
Right.
Those holes will open up. I mean, we look back on games. We saw the Chicago game. Chicago never once showed that they could stop running them. We stopped running the football.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely.
Last week, we lost the game. We only ran the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
The other loss.
Saints.
Well, both games to the Saints.
Right.
We got to run the football.
Yeah.
We got to stay running the football.
That's our bread and butter. The football, running the football, round and pound.
Yeah.
That's our thing. But you see the points. 46 points, man. We are a hard to beat team. If we're scoring 46 points, really there's no team in the NFL that can stop us. I mean.
Right. And unfortunately what has to happen is when we face these teams, I mean, we see how we played under a Tom Brady-led team after a loss.
Right.
We've been dominant after we take a loss this season. We have 3 losses in it. This season, after that loss, we done played some lights off ball, man. I'm just real happy and ecstatic about how our whole team played, man, especially offensively and defensively, especially in the second half, man. It just proved to us that we can be a second half team, man. We've been folded in the second half. We done had some horrible games where the second half the team come back and beat us, but we're showing that we're being dominant in the second half, and I think that's definitely important.
Defensive game ball. Who gets the ball in defense? Who we get a game ball to?
I'll probably have to say you got to give it to JPP. It's just for his performance, but like we heard earlier, I think Todd Bowles deserves a lot of credit for changing a lot of stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, getting away from what he was showing, what wasn't working, and getting to adjusting to something else.
Right.
So I think he had to be one of the player, JPP's performance, and he's sneaky having a good season.
Oh yeah.
Pro Bowl season?
Possibly. I would have to see what other people around the league doing, but I would have to think 7.5 sacks is pretty somewhere near the top in the league.
With the interception.
And the interception, a couple fumble recoveries on the season. So yeah, JPP is sneaky having a good season. But that's what we like about the guy. We like his energy, we like the way he plays the game. We don't take plays off.
Right.
Just always grinding. And when you grind and you always on the grind, you find yourself falling into one or two plays.
Yeah. That sack at the end where he was on the ground and it took out Bridgewater and it might have took him out for the year. We don't know yet. Again, we don't want anyone to get hurt. This is a game that, of course, we want to see, especially a black quarterback. We want to see him, continue to play each week in, week in, week out. But the fact that he never gave up on the plate, the fact that he had the drive, he had the motor, the fact that he had the tenacity to keep going. Yeah. And he just wouldn't stop. And at the end of the day, it shows it for himself. I think the defense, really, really appreciates a guy like, having JPP in the foxhole next week.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. We ultimately, man, we're 7-3.
7-3.
Been a long time since we've been 7-3.
That's right.
We have what is it? Is it the Rams next week?
Yes.
Rams next week, prime time.
Right.
We haven't been playing good on prime time, man.
Yeah, this is true.
You see what we do at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, we're decent, but these prime time games, not real good for us, man. Is it us? Is it just the luck of the team that we're playing?
Us, I would have to say, man, it's all about getting ready. It's a mindset. It becomes a mind thing. It's all about you recognize it now, your body gets used to habits. Right. It feels certain ways, it performs certain ways during certain times. Right. You have to change up probably some of your scheduling, some of your practice regimen to get the body and the mind acclimated to performing during that time. So you can't continue to do the same things and expect different results. Find out what some of the other teams that are successful in prime time, whatever relationship that you have with people, scientists or whomever, whatever studies they've shown, use the analytics, whatever you got to do to change it up. But if you plan on going to a playoff game, you plan on winning a playoff game, you plan on going to the Super Bowl, your ass better learn how to win in prime time.
Yeah, right. That's what you think. That's what you game in prime time.
The thing that I think would go well is I would get all of the key players, the players that have seen, the prime time, the big prime time games. Of course, Tom Brady. Tom Brady. I would definitely bring in Shaq Barrett. He got a ring. I would bring JPP. All of these players that have been to the big show, right, and has been successful. And these will be the guys that the whole week will be, giving speeches, pulling guys aside, because we got a real young team. A lot of guys on that team that's not young has never seen no success. The great Mike Evans, prime example. You see what he's doing every year, 1,000 yards every year. This is the type of guy that that's going to get his opportunity one day to shine. Hopefully, it's going to be under the big lights. But I would get all of those key players that seen the big games, and I would have these guys that really concentrate on the guys that haven't seen the big games, and just kind of like get in their ear, and let them know, look, man, things are going to be okay. This is a big show. All eyes are going to be on you. You get an opportunity to get out in the big lights. You play hard. Don't give it up. And and keep pounding and depend on your brother next to you. Right. That'll be the main focus.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Really, I'm just ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic with 7-3, man. We definitely still got a lot of improving we got to do.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good to be able to look at 7-3 and know that you still got to improve to get better.
Right.
But it's wonderful, man. 7-3. We about to face two hard teams, man. Worst case scenario, we end up at 7-5. Best case scenario, man, we at 9-3.
Right.
And if we're able to beat, we got a Rams team coming up, man. Who we need to look out for our Rams team we about to face. Of course, Aaron Donald.
Right, right. First and foremost, before you get anything started on offense, you got to figure out how are we getting Aaron Donald blocked. what's the plan on every play for making sure this guy is secure? And one-on-one might not be the answer.
Right. Hopefully,
Last time we played him, with Marpet pretty much
right.
handled him, didn't he?
I wouldn't really say Marpet handled them necessarily because they flip-flop sides. He's always on the move, he's always on the go. But collectively as a team, we did a pretty good job containing Aaron Donald and not letting him get loose.
Right.
If I recall, Roman Jones had a couple good carries that game last time we played them as well.
Right. Right.
So it'll be interesting when we play them this go round, or they'll have people up. I don't recall him playing last year when we played the Rams at their place.
Right. I'll also see if Jalen Ramsey's playing.
No, Jalen Ramsey don't.
Yeah. Is he hurt?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he hurt. Is he coming back? But that's the guy we're looking at as well. But of course,
On defense,
yeah, he's
he one dude though.
Yeah, one dude. But of course, you put him in with Aaron Donald. You got a little something in.
We got Gronk we throw the ball to who he don't guard.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But this is just somebody we gotta, somebody we circling, somebody we looking out for.
Him, you don't have to worry about. Dude, you can weed him out of the game. You can't run a play and not be able to figure out how you're gonna have Aaron Donald block.
Right.
Aaron Donald affects every play. Jalen Ramsey only affects the play if you throw the
Welcome back. We had a little technical difficulty, but the bus stop, we will keep moving.
Yeah, so yeah, like we were speaking on the Rams, man. We got a tough game going against the Rams. We talked about briefly on the defense, but offensively, who do we have to look out for?
Oh man, they got a couple of players, man. They got Robert Woods.
Okay.
Robert Woods, he's a polished receiver. He runs good routes. He's a route runner.
Okay.
And he's a hands catching. And the whole design of their offense is hurry up and get the ball out and get the ball to athletes in space. Cooper Kupp is another extremely good route runner. They got chemistry good. It's been kind of a shuffle backfield. They got Darrell Henderson, and they also have they drafted Cam Akers in addition to it's Malcolm Brown. That is another one that they have. It's pretty much a committee in the backfield. But everything is quick pop. It's zone, quick hit, get downhill, put the ground downhill. That type of stuff.
Right. Okay. So we basically, so basically what I'm understanding is almost like every week we got to get at the quarterback.
That's a good formula for every game you go into.
Right.
Yeah. We got to get at the quarterback. We got to make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. We got to bring it on. You know what I'm saying? And we can't put our foot off the gas. You know what I'm saying? Now we got all eyes on us. And, some people can chalk up the last two games that we lost against the Saints as a fluke. Both games we didn't have Ali Marpet. We know now. You see what happens when he's not in the trenches. But we did a little shuffling. I think the shuffle was okay, but it's no replacing Ali Marpet, man. So on our offense and on our defense, man, I think we got to really just bring the heat, man. Bring the pressure, man. Don't take our foot off the gas, man. We can't.
Yeah, offensively, man, I go back to saying that we got to run the ball. I mean, we just seen from week to week what just happened. Us running the ball with a record low 4 or 5 times compared to what we ran today.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, it's not rocket science. Certain things going to happen. Your running backs might do things that you might not like, man, but this man has proven, Ronald Jones has proven that he can be a good back in this league, and I think a lot of it's going to have to go through on the shoulders of Ronald Jones running the ball.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That opens up so much more for the offense if you get that in.
Right.
That's right.
Once the defense has to bring another guy down in the box in order to try to assist on stopping the run, you got the matchups outside that you do. You got Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
You got single high with Antonio Brown. You got single high with Mike Evans. So, but it all comes from running the football.
That's right. That's right.
Teams know they can stop the run with just their front 6, front 7. They don't do it.
Yeah, that's how you bring up the play action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to run that ball to get the play action because we got the weapons, fellas.
Right.
We got it.
We seen one of those last touchdowns what the play action was able to do when you're able to officially run the ball.
Yeah.
That last catch was to Ron. He was wide open, right? So that's just another.
And we was just complaining the week before. We never have guys that are wide open.
Right. Well,
other teams probably have wide open guys because they probably make a conscious effort to run the football.
Yeah.
So you have wide open guys.
Yeah.
But when we do got wide open guys, we got to hit them. We missed Antonio Brown early in the game. He was wide open.
Yeah.
So that's just some things they got to clean up.
Yeah.
That I saw. Defensively, we got to get more pressure coming up the middle from the defensive tackle.
Right.
It's not the quarterbacks. We don't move quarterbacks off their spot unless we are blitzing. That's a problem because our corners are starting to. I don't know what I seem like they lost a little confidence there when they had early in the season.
Right.
We're seeing some guys run free and quarterbacks just making bad throws or
Yeah.
receivers not catching the ball clean and things of that nature.
Right.
Because that was a big play early in the game when that play got reviewed with Robbie Anderson.
Yes.
Where the ball hit the ground.
Yes.
And that play really was a game changer because that could have put some points easily on the board for Carolina, man.
Right.
You know how the momentum built around that. But man, I think that we have an opportunity here, fellas, to stack some W's. All we got to do is stay focused, and make sure that we control the football.
Right.
Do not drop the football, avoid the sacks,
Yeah.
put the ball in the right spots, defense, no costly penalties, play disciplined ball. That's all we got to do.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a side note out there.
Mm.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it out. This next game, Antonio Brown gets a touchdown. I'm going to put it out there like that. This is gonna be a prime time game, and for some reason, I'm just letting you know that Antonio Brown, you're gonna get your first touchdown as a Buccaneer next week. I'm calling it out.
What are you at? 7 for 69?
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
decent game.
Yeah.
So he's getting back into it. Go back to that Grunt catch, man. The Grunt, it took me back years seeing that catch and seeing the effort after the catch, man.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you, Big Grunt. Played an excellent game. Once again, I just want to give a props out to all our receivers, man.
Yeah.
Gronk, you played an excellent game. Antonio Brown, you played an excellent game. Mike Evans, you played an excellent game. Cam Bray, you played an excellent game. Chris Godwin, you played an excellent game.
You sound like the W's guy in his post-game press conference.
Oh yeah. What was his word? Not excellent. It was
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did an awesome job, man. Just all out, just happy on our receiver play, man. I know we talked about it earlier, but excellent catches made by them. I can't put amazing.
Yeah,
that's the word. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing catches, amazing throws. Wide receivers showed the NFL that they got something to be worried about when they facing Tampa Bay Buccaneers because those hands that I seen from our receivers, our tight ends, amazing,
Yeah.
truly amazing.
We got talent. We got talent. There's no denying it, man. Now it's all about getting everybody on the same page.
Right.
Antonio Brown, man, he beat the receiver today.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity to score, and that just come with a little time.
Yeah.
And the fact that they stand together, that's just, I'm sure they're looking at film together.
Yeah.
And, there's no doubt about it. Antonio Brown is definitely looking at Pittsburgh. He knows what they're doing. He came from that. They're undefeated.
Right.
And, it would be, I'm pretty sure he would love the fact if the Bucs are able to see those boys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If that ever happens.
That's what
and I'm sure he's rubbing his hands together for that opportunity. He knows for that to happen, he's got to play his part. And all our receivers, for one, are unselfish.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, especially Mike Evans, for him to, he's used to, being the main focus on the defense, on the offense. And it reminds me of the unselfishness of like the Wade and LeBron James when he came over there. Because face it, man, Antonio Brown is a number one receiver on any team.
Yeah.
He is that. You can't deny it. And he got a lot of targets today. And so, but they were talking, they were gelling on the sideline. So those guys will be on the same page. And Tom Brady is the right person to distribute the ball. And no one's going to really, moan and complain and say, hey, man, I'm not getting the ball enough. So I truly believe that we got the right person back there. We got the right receivers, and it's the right temperament. And the people and the players are on the same page, and there's no egos in it. It's all about the love of the game. And it's all about winning. Who don't want to win?
And what's so crazy about it, you say that is I look at my offensive line, I probably grade them like a C, maybe a D. But then when I look at every other level, when you talk about the quarterback play, I give it an A. Our running back play, I give it an A. Wide receivers, A. Tight end, A. So it shows that you have to be, if you can't be even kill across the whole board, it takes certain levels to be on their A game, to get a W. But it goes back to say, man, hopefully we get Alan Marpet back this week.
Right.
I know that's gonna help us out a lot. Because right now it's funny because the left side of the line is the weakest side of the line. Mm-hmm. Even with Marpet in the game. Mm-hmm. And it's the weakest side of the line because 76. Yeah. We gotta figure out, Bruce Arians and his staff need to figure out every game. First off, let's acknowledge who 76 going against. And let's figure out how we're gonna get that man blocked every play. Mm-hmm. that man got to be better. Because whoever his man is the one that's causing the problems in the backfield
Right.
when it comes to passing the football.
You've seen that.
Tristan Wirfs he has an issue here and there.
Right.
We hadn't even heard Kappa name this year. Kappa just been just going through the season, kind of doing his thing, which to me that's a good job.
Right.
But we stayed here in 76. We stayed talking about 76.
Yeah, man. I just called him out 2 weeks ago for playing, phenomenal. But, then he has that game that you shake your head and you really tell because Ali Marpet is no longer there covering his side. Because Ali made a lot of key blocks, man. But a lot of that stuff, you really don't see. But you see, it's evident when he's no longer there. So, yeah, man.
I mean, you saw a play clear as day on the Ronald Jones run.
Right.
Jensen down in the end zone. Offensive line. Down the end zone with the running back.
Yes.
Donovan Smith hadn't even left the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Hadn't even left the line of scrimmage. You can't win with that kind of effort.
No.
He don't want to win the champ. Coach, get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. I think he's just gonna be riding away this year. I'm still feeling like we make it to a championship game. I don't know if it's just the NFC championship game or the actual Super Bowl. When I see us play like that, I feel like we can play against any other team, especially if we healthy. But like I said, in order to get deep, we're gonna need Marquette.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, this guy kind of got the. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but you know when we went to the Super Bowl, and we just couldn't beat it.
Yes. All the
it's
time.
kind of got that feel.
Yes.
We just can't seem to beat the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we go to the Super Bowl, we look like we're gonna have to go through New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Right.
As the same when we went to the Super Bowl, we had to go through Philly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all boys ready to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. It
All
makes it
day.
that much fun.
All day.
That makes it that much more fun, if the ability, just the opportunity to wipe a smile off their face with I hold not only our history with them, with the players they have, with a couple of players that they have on their team,
Right.
it would be just so awesome just to, to stick it to them.
Right. And I want to discuss this sore spot we got. The sore spot we got is our special teams, man. Man, look, they blocked a field goal from us, fellas. A field goal. And it seems like every week is something with our special teams, man.
Yeah.
We really need to evaluate that and change some components out of there. We're not. We gotta do something. But we cannot no longer, it's just unacceptable when they blocking field goals or we fumbling the ball or we're doing something costly penalties. That's not going to take it to the top, man. That's not championship ball.
No, not at all. Not at all. And like I said, this is the great thing about it, man. When you know you got some improvements that you got to make, but you know those improvements after a W, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. So all I gotta say is we go back to the drawing board. We got a capable team of the Rams. We have to go. Is it in LA?
I think we go. I can't see it.
Okay, so we did travel to Charlotte. Now we got to go over there. Okay. Just keep that same intensity.
Yeah, it was crazy too because there was a 5-hour delay today.
Yes.
It was trying to get on the flight. So, and they was trying to say that some of that negativity and whatnot was still on time, but it was never on time, Brady.
Right.
I mean, I'll put the blame on the offensive line. Any quarterback in the NFL, right, can pick you apart if they got enough time. So if you don't have a durable line that can protect your quarterback, it's going to be a long, long day. And it's not going to be favorable for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you have the right people, some studs in the trenches that you can depend on. And that brings it back to 76. I do think this might be his last year, but I was hoping that he would, get better as the time, goes on.
Right.
I'm sorry, because of correction. That game is at home.
It's at home.
Okay.
It's a Monday night game.
So we got 2 games back to back at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Monday night game.
So, but like you were saying about offensive line, what I saw in I know we're not no coaches at all, but what I saw was decent to bad offensive line get overshadowed by a great running game.
Yes.
And I feel like as a coach, man, we need to come in there and know, okay, offensive line might not be the best, but we have a running game that we can really dominate.
Yes.
We got the tail is really two backs. I mean, you might have some games where Ronald Jones might come in there and just dominate, but then you might have a game where he might not come in and dominate as much, but we have the option to put a former first round draft pick back there in the backfield and see what he can do.
We've seen a couple of games Ronald Jones.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Chicago. We keep talking about the Chicago game. A game that he dominated, and they would have kept doing what they were supposed to do.
And they're a good defense.
Yes.
Right.
And he was able to go and run on them real good. So
even on that stretch where he had 100 yards for 3 straight games.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. There's an argument that he can be the starter on any run on any team. I mean, he's a number 4 overall draft pick for a reason, and he's still young. Fournette. He's number 1. So he's got plenty of tread on his tires.
Yeah,
he's good to go. So I mean, either one of these guys can be your starting running back.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just say what it is. If you give the ball to Leonard Fournette, the game, I'm guaranteeing you would have got over 100 yards. You keep, the same thing. Now, of course, they both got their pros and cons.
Right.
And it's up to the coaches to feel, to feel which one got it. But sometimes, like you mentioned earlier, they'll pull the wrong guy. You might make a bad decision. And when you make a bad decision, what everybody that doesn't make a bad decision, they want to correct it. Don't pull a guy out the game. Get him in the game. Let him get an opportunity to fix what he did wrong.
Right.
And it makes it feel good. The team looking at him and dapping him up. And that's where everything goes good. Don't put him on the bench. He's going to sit over there. He's going to be isolated by himself. Nobody want to walk by the guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right.
Don't pull a guy so quick. Let him redeem himself.
And for us to continue to have this feeling for next year, we have to run the ball this year. Yeah. We realize who we have. We realize we have Tom Brady. He's not no spring chicken. So we got to give him more opportunities. And the best way to get him more opportunities is run this ball effectively. And with the running backs that we have, we're definitely capable of doing that. So, yeah, I'm definitely very happy about this win. It puts us at 73 once again. Dominating game by Ronald Jones. I think it's a hands-down choice that he is our offensive player of the game.
Right.
I know defensively we talked about Todd Bowles. As we look back on the game, JPP made some great plays.
Right.
Who made some great plays? Great plays.
Yeah, you had JPP made some great. Even Shaq Barrett, he did some things. A lot of his stuff. Yeah, a lot of his stuff. I won't be surprised if he makes the PFF 90. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his stuff did not get, he brought a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzes, a lot of hits. Just didn't get the key turnovers, but the pressure, we all know that pressure busts pipes. So, and also Carlton Davis, even though he got tagged a little bit, his knee messed up, he still made some key plays on third down. Everybody did a good job, man. When you got 46 points on the board, you can go around and, besides Jamal Dean, if I had to point at anybody on the team today on defense, I would say Jamal Dean. That'll be my sore spot. And he didn't do a bad job, but if I had to pinpoint something, nitpick anything, it would be, for me, it'll be Jamal Dean.
Yeah. And we definitely solidified our spot as a top 10 team in the NFL. It's been a long time since we can say that in the second half of the season. I keep going back to that, man.
Halloween, and we're not talking about who we're going to draft or who we need to draft.
As fans, I just want to just reiterate once again, man, just go ahead and soak it all in. It's been a long time since we've been able to feel this way at this point in the season. Soak it in. Rub it in some of your coworkers' faces. You know what I'm saying? Some of your coworkers that might be Panther fans.
It's been a long time, man. Right. It's been a long time since we had the opportunity to toot our horn.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Lenny, man, bro. When was the last time that you can walk in any sports bar wearing Buccaneer paraphernalia and they don't laugh at you? I mean, when was the last time you could walk down the street, you know what I'm saying, in the hometown and people won't hate on you? We got haters that look forward to the Bucks to lose
in their own city.
In their own city because we lost so much. The conditioning of losing, we lost so much. But guess what? We're not losing no more. The tide has changed. Nah, it's a new day in Tampa Bay. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. Really, we got to get used to this winning because if we set the culture right, even after Tom Brady is long and gone, bro, we got some young pieces in that locker room, bro, that know how to win. You know what I'm saying? We get to the big show. When we get to the big show, all that momentum will still be there. If you get it, you see it, you can taste it, you can achieve it. So I believe it that we got what it takes today to really win the season, bro. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with y'all.
Yeah. Great. Like I say, great analogies, man. You know, once again, we coming back 7-3, man. And Buck fans, please enjoy it. Like I said, enjoy it. Take it all in. Yeah. It's been a long, long time since we've been able to feel this way, especially this point in the season. Once again, a shout out to all our Buccaneer players, man. We appreciate everything you do.
Oh, yeah.
All the pains, all the injury that you fight through just to go up and put a great product on the field, man. We greatly appreciate that.
Special shout out to Mike, my man Mike P. We got some people that check us out in Ohio. Hey, man, make sure you leave the comments. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, and man, you know, spread the noise, man. Spread the news, man.
Yeah.
We got some serious discussions here, and it's about your team.
Yeah, absolutely. So signing off, man. Always go Bucks, man. And like I said, next week we got a big one coming up. Hopefully we can do what we need to do. But until then, man, Champagne Rebel out.
Hey, as always, it's your boy, man. Big Bucks to chain, money. Representing these Bucks every week at the bus stop. You know what time that bus run. You better be on that bus stop. Don't let that bus pass you. Don't do it.
Shout out to my lighting folks. Shout out folks. The 1-9.
Boom.